What's good, everyone? Aggie Coach here. All right, guys, so welcome to another video. This video right here is going to be me just kind of showing you guys the my Georgia Bulldogs. So I'm in the process of building the Georgia Bulldogs team right now, and I'm actually trying to build the teams as I am running these games. So with my work schedule, and I have a pretty extensive work schedule, you know, I work a lot, so sometimes it's difficult for me to do 2 or 3 videos during the week when I don't really have a lot of time. So I try to, as best I can, I have to get these projects done in addition to shooting the games for the season. I wish I had had the time to sit down and just get all of the teams done and then run the season, and all I would have to do is worry about just making sure that the teams are tweaked and ready to play, and it will be a less workload on me. But seeing as how I don't really have that luxury, you know, you have to live. I have a family to take care of and bills to pay and all of that kind of stuff. So there really is no way around that. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get into the Georgia Bulldogs. So I got my Bulldogs here. I got 10 athletes done so far, and I wanted to just talk to you guys briefly about how I went about developing these particular athletes, and I have a lot more coming. Right now I'm working on the offense. So what you are looking at, well, I got 2 defensive players, and then I have 8 offensive players so far. Usually I just work on the offense alone, and then once I get the offense done, then I jump over to the defense. But actually the first player that I did was a free safety for the Bulldogs. And so I had this idea in mind. This team is going to be my creative palette, for example. So this team, I really wanted to, as I'm building the Bulldogs, I wanted to try my hand at creating as many hybrids as possible. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with that word, a hybrid is basically when you take a figure from one figure line and a figure from another figure line, and you bring you chop those players and you bring them together and you create a whole new player, right? So like, for example, I have this football figures. This is footballfigures.net. This is a quarterback from the stock poses, right? A lot of you guys, I'm sure, are familiar with this pose. Those of you that buy footballfigures.net. As a matter of fact, let me give a quick shout out to Mr. Reginald Rutledge. He is the founder and creator of footballfigures.net. He has really good products. So you guys, you know, you get an opportunity, go over to footballfigures.net and give him a shout, man. Tell him Aggie Coach sent you. So anywho, this right here is one of the quarterbacks. Now let me show you what I did. So I took this quarterback here, and I took a 67 big man, which I don't have on me right now, but this is the same figure. It's just smaller. The 67 big man is larger, but if I can find one around here, hopefully while I'm shooting this video, I'll show it to you. But it's the same figure. It's just slightly larger, the 67 big man. You can find this on tutorgames.com. So same thing. Let me give a quick shout out to Tutor Games, Doug Strom and Kenshin, sorry. Coach Kenshin. If you guys want to get your hands on these figures, you can go over to tutorgames.com, and this is where I found these figures. This is where you can purchase them from there if you need to get you some football figures for a really good price. So basically what I did to create my hybrid is I cut off his torso right here, okay? I kept the legs, and then I cut off his torso right here, and I kept the top, okay? And then I brought those two together, and I came up with this quarterback. So it is the Tutor Games legs and the footballfigures.net torso. See? See? And then I just put him at an angle, right? So, of course, this player has all the bells and whistles. He has his quarterback armband on, as you can see here. So I painted the armband, the quarterback armband. He has tape on his fingers, and he has the official NCAA football with the stripes because college teams, the footballs that college teams use actually has the stripes on the balls, right? So he has the official NCAA football design. Of course, you can see the belt loops on these guys. I'm not done. I'm going to be doing dreadlocks on some of the guys. I'm going to be doing all different kinds of hair. They're going to have neck rolls. They're going to have hand warmers. They're going to have towels, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm not done with these guys yet, but this particular quarterback has an armband. He has the finger tape, of course, so you can see that he's a scrambling quarterback, and he has the quarterback wristband that you can see here. Okay, so that is how I created this hybrid. So that is what a hybrid is. Now this hybrid, the other quarterback, was a lot more difficult to create. He was a lot more difficult to create, and he consists of 3 different models from 3 different lines. So he is the top torso of the Tudor Games quarterback, as you can see here. This is the top torso up here. Head, shoulders, and body. And then this right here is where it got really, really tricky. So I took, this is a footballfigures.net figure. I took the right leg and I cut the right leg at the hip right here. Right? And a buzzball figure. So let me show you. So this is one of the buzzball figures. So basically, as you can see, this is the same figure from the waist down, right? So as you can see, the back and the waist all identical. This is the same leg. The only thing different was, because I wanted this quarterback in an action pose and I wanted him spiking the ball, I cut off this leg right here at this waist, and I took this leg and I put this leg, the right leg right here, I put it right here, right? To kind of give me like that high stepping look, okay? And then I took the quarterback torso, the top part of the torso, and instead of having him turn sideways like he is right here, I turned him to the front. I used a little heat. As you can see how the arms are a little different. I used a little heat to bend this arm, to bring this arm forward, to make him look like he's more forward and less side. And I did the same thing with this arm. I put a little heat at the elbow so that I can bend it just a little bit in towards his head so it actually looks like he's spiking the ball. So this one, I went out on a limb on this one. This one was a lot more difficult to do, but I just wanted to show you guys how these guys actually turned out. The Bulldogs, I'm really proud of this team. It is actually a really unique looking team. So all of the players on this team, for the most part, are all going to be individuals. I am trying my best to not replicate any pose on this team. So I do not want to have the same pose. So like, for example, this team is not going to have 2 bent arm blockers. So it's not going to have 2 of these guys that look identical. They're going to all look different. So I'm going to use both of these bodies. As you can see, I've already painted the pants gray, right? I'm going to use both of these bodies, but I'm going to also be doing something different. So these guys are going to be tackles, each one. So I'm going to take his arms off, right? I'm going to take his arms off. I'm going to leave his body like it is, but I'm going to add these arms. Okay, so he's gonna actually have pushing arms. So he'll be a pass protection tackle, right? I wanna do that. And then I'm gonna do something different with this guy. I may leave him like he is. That'll give me 1 bent arm blocker guy on the team, and then it'll give me another tackle that's completely different. So my goal is for these guys to be completely different, with the exception of the 3-point stance. Now I have 2 guys that I'm going to be doing that's going to have a 3-point stance. So let me show you the center that I did. So right here, here's the center. Once again, the official NCAA football, which I painted on here. And so this is the center. I did him. He is in a 3-point stance. And this was really, really easy to do. This guy is footballfigures.net as well. And it was very easy to do this. Now, one of the things that I did do is, just to kind of make this guy look a little more rugged, he has the arm protection pads on. So his forearms and his elbow and the backs of his hands are protected. And I did the same thing for the hand that is on the football as well. Hopefully you guys can see it okay with the lighting. The lighting is might be a little too bright. There you go. So as you can see. So this was actually not difficult to do. I basically just took a figure, cut his feet off the platform, leaned him forward, straightened his arm out, and glued it down. And that was very easy. Very, very easy to do. Okay, so that is my center. All right, so I'm starting to run out of time, so I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit here. Okay, now this right here is called the Jim Brown pose. Now, I got this from Reginald Rutledge. So this Jim Brown pose, Reginald Rutledge did a video on footballfigures.net on his YouTube channel. He had, I want to think there was 2 or 3 videos up. And it took me 5 times to get this right. And I watched his video. If you guys want to learn how to do this, go over to footballfigures.net. Go over to the YouTube channel. Just do a search for footballfigures.net on YouTube. You'll see it. And just go through the videos. And I found this video on, I found a video on how to create this pose. It is made of only footballfigures.net miniatures. However, there are 2 particular miniatures that you need to do this, and you really, really got to be patient, and you have to practice because this is not easy. So this took me 5 times to get it right, and I finally got it right. So this guy, this is one of the running backs in the Heisman pose. So one of my favorites. Now this one is from Big Lock. This is a HeroClix figure. And Big Lock customized this figure. The only thing that I did was painted it and cut the head off and put a footballfigures.net helmet on the figure. But this figure comes from HeroClix. So this one was done by Big Lock. And I just thought that he looked really awesome. So I wanted to put a footballfigures.net helmet on it because I really love those helmets. Those helmets look really good. And all of the face masks that you see on this team all come from Tudor Games. This is a Buzzball figure right here. I did not change this guy. Like I said, I want to have all individuals, so I don't want to have the same pose on this team. He has the finger tape as well. He's a running back. So I did not change. I did not make any modifications to this guy. Okay, so this right here is 4th and 1. So this figure was not done by me. This figure was done by Big Lock. So Big Lock did this figure. This is his customization here. I just thought that it would be really cool to include it on this team as I'm doing this team because this is like really my creative team. So I want this team to have some really awesome looking poses. I want everybody to be different. So I included this guy. Thank you, Big Lock, for passing this one on to me. Okay, and then on to my defense, right? This guy is unchanged. The only thing that I did was I took an X-Acto knife. His hand was on his knees, and I just ran the blade around along his leg and then put a little heat on the elbow and bent his arms up so that it looks like he's backpedaling, right? He's the strong safety on this team, and this is the free safety. Now, the free safety was easy as well. The free safety is made up of this Tudor Games figure, the lower part of his legs. And the only thing that I did, well, actually, this is all Tudor Games figure, with the exception of the arms. I took the arms off. I cut the arms off. I replaced the arms with footballfigures.net arms with these arms right here. I replaced the arms with these arms right here. And then all I did was I took this figure here. I cut this foot off at the platform right here, added a little heat to the knee, bent the knee so it looks like he's running, and I came up with my free safety. And that is it. So that is where I am so far with the Georgia Bulldogs, guys. I just wanted to kind of show you guys my progress. This is it. So I'm going to stop it right here. I got a good ways to go working on this team, trying to get this team done. I'm customizing everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that this inspires you guys to go out. Don't forget, go out to tudorgames.com. Get you some figures. Go out to footballfigures.net. Get you some figures. Hit up my boy Larry Walker, my good friend Larry Walker, Kickoff Electric Football, Kickoff Miniature Football. Go out to Larry Walker. I've already listed his information Go out and pick up your figures, guys, and let's crack the plastic. Peace.